Welcome, Niner Faithful, to the 23rd episode of Voice of a Niner Faithful. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're diving into the latest on week 2 of training camp action for the San Francisco 49ers, with highlights from day 5 through 9. We'll also celebrate 2 Niner legends. If you love the show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and drop a comment below. Comments are always appreciated. The more comments I can get, the better I can get at this. I've already just listened to it myself several times, more than several times, trying to make improvements. If you've watched even from the beginning, there have been improvements since then. I think my next improvement is going to be a new mic, an actual more professional mic than this headset. I won't have to have the whole gear on, and make the sound better. So hopefully that's coming in the next couple of weeks. I would love to make my goal of 50 plus subscribers so I can go live on YouTube before week 2 against the Vikings, so I can go live while I'm there in Minneapolis. I would love to be walking around when we get there. Um, Maybe take some video while I'm there. Maybe see some fellow 49er fans at the Mall of America or something. Uh, get some more hyped up perspective of our fellow fans. Maybe, who knows? I'm going to try to get to the hotel that they're staying at as they leave to go to the game. Maybe I can get some video of that and be able to put it up. So, without further ado, let's jump right on in. So, as I said, there's 2 Niner legends that we have to celebrate today. First, I don't know if you can tell, I got my Patrick Willis jersey on, and that's for a particular reason, as he is is now inducted into the Hall of Fame. Well deserved in his career. He was drafted by the Niners in 2007, made an immediate impact with 174 tackles and 4 sacks in his rookie season. His career stats are way more than impressive. 1,225 tackles, 20.5 sacks, 8 interceptions. Willis was the cornerstone of the 49ers defense, along with Bowman, and his contributions to the team will always be remembered. Congratulations to Patrick Willis on his legendary career. Can you imagine? I know those hypotheticals. Imagine having Bowman and Willis with Warner, and that would be just awesome, wouldn't it? So anyway, the other legend that is going into the San Francisco Hall of Fame is none other than Frank Gore. Uh, Gore retired as a 49er all-time leading rusher with a remarkable 11,073 yards and 64 touchdowns. His career was defined by consistency and toughness, and his dedication to the game made him a fan favorite. Gore's work ethic and performance on the field will be forever a benchmark for any running back, even CMC. I mean, come on, you kids, it's hard to beat Gore. Cheers to both Patrick Willis and Frank Gore for their incredible contributions to 49ers legacy. And Frank Gore, speaking of, his induction will be happening week 1 against the Jets, halftime or before the game or halftime, something like that. Either way, I have my Frank Gore jersey that I'll be wearing first week. So awesome to both of them. So let's get into training camp, shall we? Week 2, day 5, first day in pads. Some of the good of that day, Ricky Pearsall. Nice to have him back. That minor injury that he had, his hamstring, great that he's back. He participated in individual drills, but not all team drills. If he suffers no setbacks if he had suffered no setbacks by the next day, he's expected to be in practice on Tuesday as well, which he was. And we'll get to that. Linebacker Fred Warner intercepted a Brock Purdy pass in the end zone that bounced off Logan Thomas. Warner also seems to be in the right place at the right time all the time. Diamador Lenore, he intercepted Brock Purdy on day 5. Near the sideline that was intended for Braden Willis. Purdy was under heavy pressure from Trent Williams because Trent Williams is still holding out, not from Trent Williams, because he's still holding out, and the offensive line isn't as, it's obvious it's not as good when Trent Williams is there. So he had to he made a bad decision, threw a long pass off his back foot. Pass sailed over the intended target, Braden Willis, and landed in the arms of Lenore. Good on Lenore, not so good for Purdy, but it is just practice. George Odom intercepted a Purdy pass. Yes, that seems to be a theme on day 5. Purdy telegraphed it, a pretty quick pass to Debo, running into the left, and Odom jumped the route. Easily Odom's best play of practice. Not the best day for Purdy, again, but it is practice. Don't look too much into his interceptions the whole week. It's not a big deal. It's just practice. Renardo Green, he broke up a Purdy pass in the end zone that was intended for Jauan Jennings. Green was the starting nickelback today because Travaris Ward had the day off. Not today, day 5. My notes. Had the day off, and Lenore was playing strictly on the outside. So Green, he did really good on that. Jauan Jennings, he caught a touchdown pass in the red zone on a pass through from Josh Dobbs. Jennings ran a slant route, and caught the ball between Ambry Thomas and Samuel Womack. Jennings is having one of the best camps of his career. It's awesome. All right, Danny Gray, not yet. Ronnie Bell caught a screen pass from Purdy in the red zone and scored. That's good. Good for him. He needs to show that he can still be part of the team because we're going to be pretty stacked at wide receiver. Somebody's going to have to go to the practice squad. Good for Ronnie Bell. Mason Pline, tight end. He caught a 25-yard pass from Dobbs over backup nickel Chase Lucas. It's unclear if Pline can block, but he can certainly catch and run. But he will need to block. The 49ers use their tight ends to block. So that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on with Pline. Speaking of tight ends, Braden Willis didn't catch any passes, but he started as at fullback because Kyle Juszczyk had the day off on day 5, which means Willis is the backup fullback. He also has certainly will make. I think that makes it so he's going to make the team. Just having a backup for Kyle Juszczyk definitely can't hurt. Cam Letou caught his first pass at camp. Let's see how long it takes him to catch a second pass. But at least he caught one now, so let's hope he keeps that up. The not so good from day 5. Aiyuk. He watched practice from the sidelines because he still hasn't signed a contract even up to now. Didn't stand next to teammates or John Lynch. At one point, Frank Gore walked over and talked to Aiyuk, but then Gore left and Aiyuk stayed by himself. Maybe he feels disconnected or alienated. I don't think that's the case. Maybe he just wanted to keep to his own thoughts that day. Who knows? Just seemed like that day he seemed to have a lot on his mind, which, hey, that's understandable. All right, Brock Purdy on day 5 did not do that well at all. But who knows the reasoning? He completed just 5 of 12 passes and threw 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown pass. To be fair, he didn't have Trent Williams, Brandon Aiyuk, George Kittle, CMC, or Kyle Juszczyk, but the defense also didn't have Nick Bosa, Ward, Hufanga, or Greenlaw. So, the playing field was relatively even. Purdy simply didn't play well. In addition, he missed a deep throw to Debo, who was open running a post route. Cornerback Yidam was a step behind him. Purdy just overthrew the pass down the middle of the field. Still hasn't completed a deep pass yet in camp as of day 5. but it's early. He was in a tough spot because he didn't have much time to throw and his receivers weren't getting open quickly. So he had to buy time and improvise. He forced throws he shouldn't have, which is to be expected when he's missing lots of key players. Still, it would have been nice to see him hit a deep pass at least once that day because Jimmy Garoppolo lost the ability to throw a deep pass after he lost the Super Bowl. How will Purdy respond? Well, we'll see. I think he's done better the rest of the weekend. We'll get into that when we get there. Speaking of the rest of the week, day 6 of training camp, Brock Purdy, as I said, showed some improvement with better decision making and solid throws, including a deep completed pass to Deebo Samuel, and there it was. I don't think he's going to have an issue with those deep passes like Garoppolo did that particular year. Deebo, he was just a force that day, making several impressive catches and showing his strong rapport with Purdy. Those two, Brock Purdy and Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy and Ayuk when he gets there, and I'm still going to keep saying that all off season. I've been saying it. He will sign, and I have some notes on that toward the end of the pod. Losers, day 6. Josh Dobbs, he struggled with his accuracy and decision making, failing to capitalize on his reps. Well, that's Josh Dobbs. We've all seen it. One day he's going to be awesome. The next day he's going to be crap. There's no middle ground with him, unfortunately, and that's not good for him. He's going to need to be consistent if he wants to get that second spot. I'm thinking Allen's going to get it myself, but that's just me. Jordan Mason, he had a rough day on day 6, missed opportunities and some issues with ball security. But the highlights, offensive line, despite some mixed performances, the line managed to hold its own against a strong defensive front, and the defense had a good day with some notable pass rushes and strong coverage. Now, day 7, winners, Brock Purdy again. Like I said, that day five was getting the pads on and all that. So now it's already by day 7, and he's continuing a solid play from what he did on day 6, continuing connecting on several key throws and demonstrating good command of the offense. And again, Ronnie Bell emerged as a top performer, catching numerous passes and showing great chemistry with Purdy. That's awesome for Bell. As I said before, I think Bell needs to show that consistency if he wants to stay on the main roster and not just on the side on the practice squad. So let's hope that he can do that. I'm going to take a quick swig here, and then we'll keep going. Losers on day 7. Jordan Mason again. He struggled again, failing to impress with his performance. And again, Dobbs with his accuracy issues impacting his chances for a strong camp finish. Again, I think Allen's going to cover that. Highlights of day 7. Cody Schrader made a splash with a deep touchdown catch during one-on-one drills. Special teams. Notable performances in special teams drills, including strong efforts from kicker and returners. Now, day 8. Winners, Jair Brown. I love this kid. Brown was a standout, making multiple interceptions and showing impressive skills in coverage. I think we got a really winner with Jair Brown. He's gonna be awesome as he grows with the team. George Kittle, his leadership was evident, providing support and guidance from the sidelines. Another Josh Dobbs and Jordan Mason loser side of the week. He's just having a rough. Josh Dobbs is just having a rough camp, and it's definitely not going to help him much. As I said so far many times already in this pod, I think Allen's going to do better than him. I think Allen's going to be the number 2 quarterback. Josh Dobbs just doesn't have the consistency and the decision making to be even the backup, maybe the third string if necessary, but he's got to do something to improve. And Mason, his performance was inconsistent with some missed opportunities again. I think Mason has a better chance just because he has been in normal games. This is just a couple days of roughness for him. I think he'll work that out. Some of the highlights from day 8, the one-on-one drills, the Rock Sin, I'm probably killing his name, had a strong showing with several pass breakups, while Juwan Jennings made some impressive catches. The defense shined with multiple interceptions and solid performance on the quarterbacks. Week 9. I keep saying week. It's day. Day 9. The winners on day 9, Jordan Elliott. I hadn't said his name in a while. Stood out on defensive line, make some key plays and causing disruptions. And again, Jair Brown, he just continues. Day 9 just was awesome for him. Another interception. He's just going to grow and be even better and better. And the normal Josh Dobbs and Jordan Mason. These last 3 days just have not been very helpful for them. Mason's was more of a mixed day. He had some good plays, but also issues with his discipline. I think he's just getting frustrated with the past couple days of some rough practice. He just needs to settle down, and he'll be fine. Dobbs, again, though, unable to secure a strong position for that QB2 race. And he's just so inconsistent. He'll have that one really great day, and then the rest of it's crap. He needs to. I am struggling to figure out why we picked him up. So highlights from day 9. The offensive line had a solid performance despite some challenges, showing depth and resilience. The defense continued its strong showing with numerous interceptions and pressure plays. Now remember, as I said before, Brock Purdy's been throwing some interceptions during training camp. It's what it is. It's called training camp. He's learning different things. He's learning what he can and can't do. Some of it might even be, hey, let's try to see what this does when you do this. And let's try and do something here. And we don't know because we're not the coach and we don't know what the coach is telling him to try. So while some of it is, he was rushing here or he's throwing off his back foot or whatever, it's just training camp. He's going to be fine during the season. All right, so let's take a closer look at some of the key areas from the full camp so far. The pass rush struggles. The pass rush has faced challenges in getting to the quarterbacks, which is something to watch as the season gets closer. Especially next week, since Saturday, first preseason game. Can't wait myself. Offensive line depth with injuries to starters. The depth of the offensive line is crucial. Jalen Moore's performance has been a highlight, which is a good thing. He needs to keep improving. Special teams. Debo's potential as a returner could be a game changer this season, showcasing his speed and agility. I don't know how many of you watched the Hall of Fame game, as much of it as you could, since it got canceled in the third quarter because of weather. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan so far. I know you haven't seen a lot of it yet of how the new kickoff rules are. I'm thinking, just by the way it was set up, one breakthrough, and there's no one after. If one person, Deebo Samuel, for instance, catches the ball, breaks through that one group that hits him first, if he can break some tackles, there's no one else back there. He's going to have green grass. It's going to be a touchdown. There's just because of how far everyone else is up, I think the person that's furthest back is going to be the kicker. It's not like, old time where the kicker and everybody else is on the same line. Everyone else is a lot more forward. The kicker's back. If whoever catches that ball can break through that initial set, it's a touchdown. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year on kickoffs, and we'll see where that goes. All right, so moving on, the 49ers announced that they signed offensive line Pat Elflein to a one-year deal. And then they had to waive Brayson Mays so they can fit him on there. Elflein, I'm going to say Elflein. He was 6'2", 303 pounds. Originally with Vikings in the third round of the 2017 draft. He appeared in 65 regular season games, 64 starts, and started 4 postseason contests with the Vikings. Then he was with the Jets also and Carolina. In his rookie season with the Vikings, he earned all rookie honors after starting 14 games at center. Definitely can't hurt to have a better center. Yeah, he's a 30-year-old, so he's up there, but offensive line tends to be able to age better than anybody else. They can last longer in the league and all that, except for quarterback, and you think Tom Brady. But other than that, he attended Ohio State from 2012 to 2016, where he played 55 games, 42 starts. He was part of the Ohio State team that earned the 2014 College Football Playoff National Championship title and twice earned first team All Big Ten conference honors in 2014 2015. I think this is a decent pickup. 1-year deal, see how he does. Maybe we sign him after that, but maybe a better center. We'll see how he goes. But it definitely can't hurt to have that extra offensive lineman. Now, lastly, on the Aiyuk and Williams fronts, I keep seeing a lot of people saying that Aiyuk has his deal reached. And speaking of Aiyuk, let's bring him up here. Hold on, because this is the thing that people are talking about the most. Let me do a little transition here. So we see, some people are saying he reached his deal and it's going to be announced shortly. I saw, just like I'm sure everyone else did, this handshake as you see on the screen, and then the hug after that. I would like to think it means something, but as fans, we all get caught up on the moment until I see something concrete, something from Rappaport or Schefter or someone like that. I will not say he is signed before that. As I have been saying, though, all season long, I do believe it will happen. And as for Trent, I hope we get something going. I hope he gets signed again. He can hold out, though. The guy's made some decent cash since he's been in the league. I'm sure he's sitting on something that, yeah, I can afford to make these payments, these charges that he's getting for missing practice and all that. I think he can handle that, and he knows it. So he has more of an upper hand right now than Aiyuk would, but I think Aiyuk's going to definitely get signed. I'm not going to say that he is until I see it. Trent, come on back. They'll work with you. You know they will. We need you, boy. So that's a wrap for today's episode of Voice and I Are Faithful. We covered a lot of ground, decently quickly, I think. From celebrating Patrick Willis and Frank Gore to breaking down the latest of the training camp this past week. Looking forward to next Saturday, that we're going to have a game to talk about. So when I record on Sunday, I'll be able to talk about the game. It's going to be awesome. So if you enjoyed the show, again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The comments are key. I need to know what else I can do to improve. If you guys want to hear about a particular subject, a particular player more in depth, let me know. And subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I'm going to figure out how to get that subscribe button right here on the screen. But you know where, if you watch any YouTube, you know where that you can find the subscribe button just below. Um, Let me know your thoughts on training camp performances and what you think, who will stand out. Um, and let me know if I hear from you before the game on Saturday. Let me know what you guys think. Who's gonna show up? Show up. Who's gonna make the most? Not how can I put it? Who's gonna make the most impressive plays, trying to get that spot for themselves on the team on that first day, first game of preseason? Let me know. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, go Niners.